Hello everyone and welcome to Otterbein360.com's postseason preview show of Otterbein Athletics. I'm Adam Precott, assistant SID. Happy to be joined by head women's volleyball coach Monica McDonald and junior captain Renee Willke. Thanks for taking the time to sit down with me. Coach, you guys are 25-5 this year. You set the single season record for wins last year at 24. You're lucky enough to break that this season. You're the second seed in the OAC Tournament coming up here tomorrow. You have to be happy with what your team's been able to accomplish this year.
Definitely. I think the thing that I'm most proud about this team this year is that we've really been very consistent. Even the games that we've lost, we lost 3-2 to Heidelberg. We lost 3-2 to Hiram, who's another good team. So we've really been consistent and just shown that, I think we show up to play every day, which is going to keep us in some matches here along the road.
Mm-hmm. Renee, you guys have been to a fifth set only twice this year. Unfortunately, you dropped them both, but those are two matches you easily could have won. Your record could easily be 27-3. What is it that you guys need to take from those fifth sets losses and those really close matches, Heidelberg, and learn from it and it turn it into a positive?
I think we need to learn that every point is important. We've lost 13-15 or pretty close, so we have to take away that, you have to go for everything. You got to give it your all, and every point's important. Yeah.
You guys had a really, really impressive weekend this past Saturday, an important weekend. You defeated Mount Union to clinch a second spot in the OAC regular season standings. Then you turned around and you beat Case Western, a team that had just beaten the #1 team in the country. But you didn't make it easy on yourselves. You were down 2-0 and came back and won that one. Then you were down to Case and came back to win that one. What did you learn about your team and how important was that?
I think I learned not to count my team out. I think I learned that we can play really poorly and then turn it around, which I think is huge. We kind of talked to the team after game 2, and I kind of kicked them in the butt a little bit, and they responded. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, for them because they did end up turning it around. But I also learned that my team has a lot of depth. We went into Case knowing that they were a good team with a lot of my starters just extremely exhausted, and I had played a freshman libero, played Michelle Gernert, who didn't even play against Mount Union in the first set, and we won that pretty convincingly against Case 25-19. So I was just really proud of the players that came off the bench and stepped in, and I think it just showed us that if somebody's struggling, we do have other players that can fill in there, which is really a great thing going into the tournament. You never know, somebody could go down with an injury or somebody just couldn't be playing well, and we have a lot of kids that can step in, so that's exciting for us.
Mm-hmm. Renee, I knew at one point in that Case Western match between sets that Monica and specifically assistant coach Michael Crofton kind of rallied the troops, if you wanted to say. I know they kind of got on you a little bit and made you realize how important that match was. What was that moment like?
It definitely was needed. I think the first couple games, we were okay with being tired. We kind of, after we won that first set and then we lost the second game of the Case Western, it was kind of, okay, we're tired. Like,
use it as
it's
an
all
excuse.
right. Yeah. And then after they kicked us in the butt a little bit and kind of gotten our heads back into reality, like, hey, this is what happens. If we win this now, this will benefit us in the end and get to our goal that's been all season to get to the NCAA tournament. And so it kind of I think it just brought us all back to reality and was like,
now or never?
Yeah. I was like, it's go time.
Yeah. Monica, you only lost 2 seniors last year, and they were valuable, but you had a strong nucleus of that record-setting team last season coming back. You had some key additions, Kristen Bennett, Annie Junger, Lizzie Flynn, who have all played crucial roles. Talk about how nice it is to have those additional assets this year.
I think you can never be satisfied. So, I brought in those players not necessarily to start, but to push our returners as well. And I think that's what they've done. They've made our practices more competitive, and the fact that they've landed starting roles just is because they worked hard and they have earned that spot. But the fact that we can have such a high level of competition in practice, and I know that the top 10 that I put out there have really earned that spot week in, week out. Is huge, and Kristen's a phenomenal athlete coming from a D1 program, and she obviously loves the sport because that's why she came back, because she was missing that at Division I level. And I think Lizzie just wanted to win and wanted to be part of a competitive program, another transfer from another D2 program. And I think it's kind of cool because I think she enjoys the Division III experience more than the Division II experience, just because we are competitive and we have a chance to to be a top program and just to win, and she's a big part of that, and I think that is a big reason why she came here.
Mm-hmm. Renee, your first season here as a freshman, you guys only won 9 or 10 matches, I think. Losing record. Last year and this year, record-setting seasons. How different is it for you now as players to be the hunted as opposed to the hunters? You guys are expected to win now instead of maybe trying to win.
It makes it a lot more fun. You're actually going toward a goal that's you can actually reach. It's awesome. But it definitely adds a little bit more pressure. Our freshman year, we could go into a game and, hey, we have nothing to lose. Give it your all, and that's easy because you have no pressure on your back. In these past 2 seasons, especially this season's better than last year even, we do have that pressure on our back. So you have to take everything in stride. You can't freak out on little points lost or, if the team goes on a streak, you have to know that you're good enough to bring it back. So
yeah, you're going to host Capital tomorrow in the Ohio Athletic Conference Tournament, the quarterfinal match. You've already played them once this year. You beat them rather convincingly. What's going to be important for you guys to progress through this tournament?
It's a rivalry game, which I think is huge, and we know that Capital doesn't necessarily like to lose to Otterbein and vice versa, but I think we know they're going to come to play, and honestly, they did not play their best match when they came the first time. So, I think we just need to make sure that we know that everybody plays and leaves it all on the floor these last couple games, because if they don't win, they're going home. They don't have that, that hope that they might still make the NCAA tournament. Even if they do lose, that we do. So I think, they're playing for a little bit more than we are, and I just need to make sure, that the kids understand that, we've got to play every point of every match going forward.
Mm-hmm. Renee, you've been lucky enough for the last 2 years to play with the player Allie Nagel, who's in line to be maybe the conference player of the year. She's in the top 10 in the country in hitting percentage. You get to see her every day. A lot of other teams, don't get to see her, don't maybe not realize how special she is. What she meant to you guys this year. She's coming off a huge freshman season. I think she's only gotten better.
Right. She's awesome. She's one of the core players of our team. Not only on the court, she also brings that calming effect to us. When she's on the court, you know that she's going to get it done. And she just has this energy that you just want to be around her. She has such a positive attitude. Whenever she comes off the court, she's just always cheering and everything. She's awesome, and when you give her the ball, she's gonna get it done.
Yeah. Monica, last question. Not sure what's gonna happen in the OAC tournament. If you win, obviously you get the automatic qualifying spot. If you don't, you're in line for an at-large bid. You have a rather decent record, 25-5. It's pretty good for most teams. But Otterbein's not one of those programs that has become reputable quite yet. You're getting there. But make a case for this team. Why do you guys belong in the NCAA tournament?
I think we belong in the NCAA tournament because, like I said, we have been consistent. First weekend we lost to 2 good Division III programs in Colorado College and Laverne, teams that have consistently been in the Final Four. And since then, any team in our region we have competed with. We've lost in 5 to 2 teams, and we've beaten every other good regional team that we've played. So even when we didn't win, we've still proven that we are one of the best teams in the region, and I think that we would represent this region well in the NCAA tournament because of that. Because this team just comes to play, and like I said, that's not always a given in volleyball. There are always teams that might beat a team 3-0, and then the next time they play, lose 0-3. And I just don't worry about that with this team. So I think that we deserve a spot.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys have done a great job. Thank you so much for sitting down with me, and best luck going forward this postseason. We'll talk again soon.